Welcome into the Fans Only Sports Network and welcome to Cranston Stadium for playoff action here live. North Kingstown here to take on Cranston East in the opening round of the Division I playoffs. I'm Charlie Adams on play-by-play, joined by John Garcia doing the analyst duties, and we enter this playoff game between Cranston East versus North Kingstown following North Kingstown's 11-3 win versus Smithfield in the preliminary round of the playoffs. Cranston East has already taken down North Kingstown twice this season in this month. They've won 5-4 the 22nd, and then earlier on the 10th of May, won 5-0. John Devine pitched in both of those games. He's here ready to warm up in this one today. What are you expecting out of John Devine and out of this game as a whole?
I think I'm expecting pure dominance as usual. I think he's just going to get ahead in counts, lead the hitters, and just do what he usually does. And all he's going to need is his offense to get him some runs, Charlie.
Well, Cranston East in their last game, they played on the 25th of May. It was a 10-8 loss versus Cranston West on senior night. That game didn't contribute to their regular season record as they finished 12-6 on the year. They were tied with North Kingstown, who also finished 12-6. But Cranston East picking up those 2 wins head-to-head allowed them to skip past the preliminary round, and now they'll face off for a third time here live on the Fans Only Sports Network. We saw what Cranston West was able to do in their third matchup, and now this is going to be a North Kingstown team that's seen 13 innings out of John Devine, and in those starts he gave up 2 runs in their most recent meeting after shutting them out in their first. So just more and more time seeing pitches against John Devine, and we'll see how it adjusts in this playoff atmosphere here live from Cranston Stadium. Going around the field for Cranston East on the mound, of course, John Devine, and catching for him today is Carlos Morejo. Over at first, Jaden Tolentino. Those are your 2 and 3 hitters in the order. Heading over to second base, Javen Alexandri holding it down there. At shortstop, it will be Jerusalem Leone, and third base, the hot corner, Tony DeFusco. Going outfield left to right with in left field, Erickson Serrano, followed by Armani Pimentel in center and Anthony Pimentel in right. 2 brothers in center and right holding down the defense there, and Devine just about warmed up, and we're just about ready to get started with Quincy Rome ready to lead off for North Kingstown.
At the top of the first, shortstop number 6, Quincy Rome.
Thank you to everyone tuned in live on the Fans Only Sports Network, taking in the action here. Top of the first inning. We're excited to bring you senior night coverage, as well as the 5 innings of Cumberland versus Cranston East we were able to broadcast before that game got rained out. But here we are in playoff season, ready to get the preliminary round kicked off. The winner goes on to face the winner of Hendricken versus Coventry. And Hendricken enjoying an undefeated season so far, so it would likely be a road game for the winner here, taking on Bishop Hendricken in the next round. John Devine ready to get our day started. Pumping in a first pitch that's grounded to Javen Alexandri at second base and thrown on to first. A 1-pitch out gets us started here today.
Exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Hitter number 11, Bodie Forsell.
John's just going to attack the hitters, and the hitters are just going to have to swing early and hope they can poke stuff out into the outfield.
Bodie Forsell, the DH here, batting in the 2 spot for the Skippers on a beautiful Tuesday. Bit cloudy out, but a very nice temperature here to take in a ball game. This game was originally scheduled for 4:30, now moved over to 4. We'll see if fans start making their way in a little bit later here today.
I see Mr. Barberi's here. He's just arrived.
Mr. Barberi loves baseball, loves the baseball team as they enjoy a great season here. John Devine missing with that one, a bit low. It's 2-1. Devine on the season, entering this game with 49 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. That's good for a .43 ERA. That leads the state as he's in there with strike 2. 2-2 count on Forsell. Bodie Forcell, the sophomore, on 2-2, swings through it, strike 3.
Seems like John's comfortable with the slider early, Charlie. Got 2 out of the 3 strikes with it.
15, Chris Charnello. Ben Davis is on deck.
So a ground out to the second baseman started today, and now a strikeout swinging for out number 2. And a ball gets Christopher Ciarnello started off. Hard fastball inside, doesn't budge Ciarnello, and it's called a ball inside as count now 2-0. The 2-0. Swung on and driven towards right field. It will fall in for a single. And Pimentel plays it on a bounce and fires back in. First runner on for North Kingstown here today.
I think that's how exactly they're going to have to hit against John. Just try to poke stuff to right field. And just try to catch up with the fastball.
From the 4-hole, it's going to be Ben Davis, the first baseman for North Kingstown. Ciarnello leads off first. First look at Devine from the stretch. Fires in a first pitch strike, and he gets up 0-1 on Davis. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Devine glances over at first, now a pickoff. Back in diving, Ciarnello safe on the attempt. John Devine had a no-hitter this season going against Cranston West on the 17th of May in an 11-0 win. He also made an appearance for one batter on senior night after taking at bats earlier in the game. Faced one batter and then exited the game alongside his catcher today, Carlos Morejo. Both seniors getting one last time on senior night in front of the home faithful. 2-1 count on Ben Davis. Devine sets and fires. And it'll fall in for strike 2, evens the count, 2-2. 2-2 count. Devine checking the runner at first. Another pickoff attempt. This one gets by Tolentino, advancing towards second base, and Ciarnello will be standing up as that pickoff move got away.
I feel like John felt like he had him with that move, Charlie, because he already has the batter at 2-2. I feel like he thought he had him.
After the poor pickoff, Devine can make up with it here and get out of the inning now with a runner in scoring position. 2-2 count on Davis. Devine checks twice on the runner before heading to the plate, and a swing and a miss puts away the top of the first inning. 2 strikeouts for Devine and sends us to the bottom half with the score 0-0. Division I playoff baseball here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back in for the bottom half of the first inning between the Thunderbolts and the Skippers. Ben Napoli on the mound for North Kingstown. He pitched against Cranston East right here at Stadium on the 22nd of May in the 5-4 win in favor of the Thunderbolts. He went 6 innings, giving up 5 runs on 10 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts in that outing. And he's back on the rubber here today. Leading off for Cranston East, it'll be Jerusalem Leon, the shortstop, followed up by 2 of the most feared hitters in the state, Carlos Morejo and Jaden Tolentino. Jaden Tolentino leads the Thunderbolts in home runs this season. He has 6 on the year, and Carlos Morejo just behind him with 5 homers. Both of them were kind of robbed of their senior night experience.
Kind of. I think they were robbed of their senior nights. Getting intentionally walked on senior night's a tough case.
Definitely a tough case. Napoli pitching from the left side, starting off Leon with a ball outside. Napoli, a senior for North Kingstown. Throwing from the left side, and again, Cranston East got some good looks at him in their last game against this team. That one's going to miss outside and roll to the backstop. Napoli pitching with a arm sleeve on his throwing arm. Leon steps back in as Napoli, starting off the day from the stretch, fires the 2-1 pitch low, and quickly Leon is in control of Cranston East's first at-bat today. Leon swings and knocks it foul out of play, runs the count full, 3-2. 3-2 count. Leon again defending over at shortstop here today. The payoff pitch is going to be swung on and driven over the shortstop's head into the outfield. A base hit to start off Cranston East day.
Right way to start. 3-2 hitting.
Now batting for Cranston East.
Good at bat from Leon. Brings up Carlos Morejo.
Jaden Tolentino is on deck.
Wonder how the pitcher's going to attack Carlos here.
Well, a lot of them choose not to at all, and that might be just the best thing you can do, as Morejo leads the team in batting average, batting .548 on the year. And swinging at that one, driving it past the shortstop into the outfield, and Cranston East goes with back-to-back singles. Leon looked like he might have been thinking of heading to third base.
Had a chance, but I think they're going to depend on their
Cranston East, number 24.
they're going to depend on their third hitter here.
Kelvin Santos is on deck.
Looked like Leon might have slipped up a little on the second base bag on his way, or maybe just chose to hold off on testing it. And it brings up Jaden Tolentino with no outs and 2 runners on here in the top of the first inning. Cranston East looking to make a statement early as Ben Napoli fires in and misses low. Tolentino goes up 1-0 on the at-bat. Again, Tolentino leads this team with home runs, 6 home runs on his season. Napoli again. He's falling behind these hitters early here.
Napoli struggling to find strikes, and every time he throws one, it seems like the East hitters just attack it.
Some pretty hard contact on these first 2 singles. And it brings up Tolentino. 2-0 pitch will sneak in there. For a strike, it's 2-1. Tolentino has driven in 14 on the year, has 2 doubles alongside his 6 home runs. As he takes that one, gets the count of 3-1. Another Thunderbolt in control after Leone got the count of 3-1. In the opening at bat, Napoli's 3-1 pitch will be swung on and fouled off down the left field line. Another full count. (3-2). Be a big first out for the Skippers here. Napoli checks on Leone. Heads to the plate with the payoff. Will be taken low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Seemed like Napoli found it at the end of that, but he needs to start a little bit earlier. Try to get strikes in early.
Is on deck.
And now Kelvin Santos up to the plate, and he has some making up to do after promising that he would go deep on senior night. He thought he had a home run. We'll see if he can get a big shot here as he fouls off the first pitch.
Big swing. Looks like he wants a home run.
Well, he thought he got a hold of it on senior night. Carried the bat all the way to first base before having to just settle for a single. Now down 0-1 as Napoli's pitch will be considered but held onto and called a ball. Santos nearly offering, and now Napoli with the 1-1. Good take inside. It moves 2-1. Pitch taken for a strike. It's even at 2-2. Nowhere to put him here. With the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the first, Cranston East looking to get an early score as Kelvin Santos pops that sky high. It won't leave the infield. It'll be brought in at second base for the first out of the inning by Eric Belmore.
Now batting third baseman number 6, Tony DeFusco. Javen Alexandri is on deck.
That brings up Tony DeFusco with the bases loaded, 1 out. A big spot for DeFusco here. Napoli trying to work out. First pitch strike for Napoli. And now Leone getting back safely there after looks like a squeeze attempt from Cranston East. Could have been a disastrous move here in the first.
Could have been terrible.
Lucky to get out of that without an out.
I don't know about that play, Charlie. I feel like 1 out, bases loaded. Let Tony try to do his thing.
Catcher Tucker Lamond heads out to the mound to talk to Napoli for a second. Well, you saw Leone heading towards the plate and his third baseman crashing along with him. All you needed is the shortstop over there to cover.
Seemed like a broken play from the beginning.
Napoli, 1-1 pitch is going to be fouled off, and one step closer to working out of this jam. It's 1-2. 1 away with the bases loaded. Napoli had 4 walks in his first start against Cranston East. And he gets the strikeout there on DeFusco. He goes down swinging, and there's 2 away.
Now batting second baseman number 2, Javen Alexandri. Armani Pimento is on deck.
Javen Alexandri, the second baseman, up now. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and you'd think Cranston East needs to get us run across here.
Yeah, bases loaded.
You don't know how many chances you'll get.
This would be bad if they left all the runners on.
Started with no outs, and Napoli since has worked his way back with a pop out and a strikeout, and now gets it 1-1 on Alexandri. Thank you to everyone tuned in on the Fans Only Sports Network. Playoff action brought to you live, presented by Thunderbolt Sports Talk. As the 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and driven down the right field line where it will drift foul out of play. 1-2 now. Cranston East on senior night stranded the bases loaded in back-to-back innings in the second and third. Hoping not to get it with a close miss there. 2-2.
Called that earlier, but I'm guessing he's on and off with the outside pitch.
Napoli's 2-2 pitch. The half checked and ruled a swing by the umpire at second base, and that will do it for the bottom of the first inning. Cranston East leaves them stranded and will head to the second inning. Still no score, despite a great chance for Cranston East. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network for the top of the second inning. Cranston East strands the bases loaded, and now John Devine back out on the mound to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for North Kingstown after stranding a runner at second base in the first. We'll start it off with Brendan Van Ditto. Van Ditto stepping in from the right-hander's batter's box, and we're ready to resume play here at Cranston Stadium. Devine gets us started with a strike, and we're back underway. John, what are your thoughts after Cranston East fails to score with nobody out and the bases loaded in the bottom of the first?
Well, I think as the squeeze, I don't think was a very good idea. It almost messed up the entire inning with if it wasn't for North Kingstown botching the play.
Yeah, no one backing it up at third base. That could have easily been a free out as down the line. Venditto has a base hit getting past DeFusco. He's rounding first, headed to second. The throw in from left field be a tad late, and he's in there with a hustle double to start off the second inning.
As I finish, I think East, I think they just need to let the batters be more aggressive.
Tucker, Lamont, Eric Belmore is on
Just
deck.
saw some aggressiveness there out of North Kingstown.
I think that's North Kingstown just needs to attack John. Just act like it's another pitcher. Doesn't matter who's on the mound.
Erickson Serrano in left field. His throw just a bit late on Venditto. Now Tucker Lamond at the plate, runner at second base as he watches ball one in low. One 0 on Lamond with Venditto leading off second base. Devine will miss just in the side. It's 2-0. We saw Devine with a pickoff attempt to first base in the opening frame that got away and let the runner advance to second. Now he'll fake back towards second and lightly throw it over. Venditto back standing. Fans slowly making their way here to Cranston Stadium. A pretty good attendance from North Kingstown all the way down the other side of the state, as that one's going to be popped up and brought in by Javen Alexandri in the outfield grass. The second baseman ranges out to make the play, and there's one away in the top of the second.
It's great communication with Javen and the outfielders. Almost seemed like a ball that's in no man's land.
Eric Belmore.
But he got out there and made the play.
Andrews is on deck.
After the second baseman Alexandri catches the pop-up. Now second baseman Belmore up for the Skippers. Before he can get that bat started, Rejo takes a jog out to talk to John Devine here. Belmore, a senior. As Venditto still leads off second base. First pitch strike from Devine. Devine's not afraid to attack these hitters. He's up 0-1. Checking on Venditto, bunt shown, and pulled back as the pitch goes high. Both teams have shown their willingness to play small ball here. So a 1-1 count with one out, runner on second. Devine throws and unable to get the bunt down. It goes for strike two. Belmore not pulling that one back.
He's prepared for the bunt. Jaden was literally in front of the plate as soon as the ball was there.
So it's 1-2 after Belmore fails to get the bunt down. And that one's going to go just inside. Counts even 2-2. Devine on the year, entering this game, had 74 strikeouts to just 15 walks. It's been an all-around great season after playing with Randy Guzman on the staff last season, and the foul ball keeps it 2-2. Now Guzman over to Central Connecticut State University and once again playing for the Worcester Bravehearts this summer. Devine steps off and We'll have to wait second more for the 2-2 pitch coming to Eric Belmore. Devine checks on Venditto and fires the 2-2 pitch in there for strike 3. Freezes up Belmore and brings to the plate the 8-hitter Willem Andrews.
Now batting for North Kingstown, left fielder number 5, William Andrews. Blake Beebe is on deck.
So after a double that opened the top of the second, Devine has 2 outs here. Looking to strand another runner over at second base with a first pitch strike.
Seems like John's very comfortable with what he's doing right now. Believes in the slider, attacking with the fastball.
The pickoff attempt to second base sends Venditto diving back in, and he's in there safely. Devine's pitch will be popped up towards the outfield, and it will be brought in by Anthony Pimentel for the 3rd out in the top of the second, and will head to the bottom half with the score still 0-0 between the Skippers and Thunderbolts. Division I playoffs continue here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network, bottom of the second inning, with Armani Pimentel leading it off. Anthony Pimentel waits on deck. The Pimentel brothers batting back-to-back in the 7 and 8 spot in the order. Ben Napoli still on the mound, as the first pitch will be driven out towards right field and will fall over the head of the second baseman Belmore for a single. Pimentel gets Cranston East on the base paths to start off the bottom of the second.
Anthony Pimentel. Erickson Serrano is on deck.
Now it's Anthony Pimentel's turn.
Freshman playing varsity ball. Love to see it.
He's gotten plenty of time as well, as the second baseman and third baseman go crashing in there. Did Anthony Pimentel ever even show bunt there?
I don't know. At the end it did, but look, see? He was about to do it right there.
You saw his hand?
Yeah, his hand went high
kind of
onto
giving it
the
away
bat.
there.
Yeah.
And Once again, the second baseman and third baseman will crash in, and another pitch will sneak past Pimentel.
He needs to swing that out.
Coach Bucci is already really
Angry in the corner.
yeah.
I think it was supposed to be fake bunt, Charlie. What was he supposed to do there? Because it looked like he had no intention of bunting on 2 strikes. So
The 0-2 will miss outside. It's 1-2 after the pickoff move to first. One-two pitch will be swung on and missed. And Anthony Pimentel goes down for the first out in the bottom of the second.
Now batting left fielder number 19, Erickson Serrano.
I actually want to know. What happened on that play. I might ask Anthony after the game. Seemed very weird.
Swung on and fouled back into the backstop by Erickson Serrano. Lineup will flip over to Jerusalem Leon, who waits on deck. And another pickoff move towards Armani Pimentel at first, has him diving back safely. Napoli with the pickoff from the left side, a little more deceptive as that one will miss. It goes.
Is that another bunt? You almost go bunt there again.
Well, you can see the third baseman playing in on the grass. Second baseman out to normal range after charging in, and now a charge from the third baseman once again.
Seems like Coach Bucci just wants this bunt play to work.
Well, he's a big fan of it, and he's trying to play small ball to catch them by surprise. Armani leading off first. With Serrano at the plate, he will take that for ball 4. Some confusion here on the count.
So Armani just had a free bag.
It did end up in Pimentel jogging to second base.
I was about to say, I feel like the count was short, Charlie, when I saw that.
Yeah, I think it is 3-1. I'm not gonna lie. The scoreboard said had an extra ball, but on the now 3-1 pitch, Serrano will ground it to second base, move the runner to third. And that'll be the second out of the inning as the lineup flips over to Leon. So 2 outs when Leon comes up to the plate. A free stolen base for Armani, and then advancing there. Gets him 90 feet away. And we have a full mound visit from North Kingstown. Morejo waits on deck. Here in our second inning, no score between the Skippers and the Thunderbolts as playoff action continues for Cranston East here, and it will continue tomorrow on the Fans Only Sports Network for the Cranston East softball team when they take on Tiverton over at the Brayton Park Complex.
Now batting shortstop number 21, Jerusalem Leon. Carlos Morejo is on deck.
Third baseman still playing up on the grass here with 2 away, and Leone at the plate. Leone in his first at-bat had a single and was stranded at third base as Cranston East failed to put a run across. First pitch misses, and Napoli back with the second. Can't find it there as well. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 2-1. And time is going to be called by Leone at the plate. It's 2-1 count with 2 away. Bottom of the second inning, and Cranston East once again.
Pitcher didn't even move from the mound.
Bolts are threatening to put a run on the board here as Leone swings through that one. It evens the count 2-2. Two strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, as that one's going to be fouled up into the backstop. Morejo from the on-deck circle will grab it, and Napoli ready to resume on the mound. We'll do the 2-2 again. Missing outside, the count runs full, 3-2. Another good at-bat coming from Jerusalem Leone after working a full count in his first at-bat. Ball taken high, it'll be a walk. And runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
North Kingston has a decision to make, Charlie.
Well, you know, Morejo definitely has the power, but so does the guy
Behind
who
him.
waits on deck.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Carlos Morejo.
And
Tolentino is on deck.
Seems like they're going to pitch him.
it's first and third, and Cranston East, we've already seen them trying to get some tricks going with the suicide squeeze and safety squeeze attempts and all the other bunt attempts. Now first and third, we'll see what they have in store as no action on the first pitch, and Morejo takes it low for ball 1. Napoli will miss outside with that one. It's 2-0. Again, in the last time that Cranston East faced off against North Kingstown, it was Napoli on the mound, and it was Jaden Tolentino who had a home run against Napoli. So maybe you'd really want to steer clear then, as the count's now 3-0.
I don't know if it seems like they're not going to pitch him. They're going to take that bat with Jaden, I think, Charlie.
Well, whether intentional or not, Morejo's in a good spot here with a 3-0 pitch swung on and missed. It's 3-1, a big hack there.
Had the green light.
Morejo wanted that one. And that bat continues with runners on the corner. Be Leone at first. And Pimentel at third. As now it'll be ball 4. And Cranston East has loaded them up once again. Now it's back-to-back innings with the bases loaded, and Jaden Tolentino will step into the batter's box. Already hitting a home run off Napoli just over a week ago. He's in an even better spot
It
here.
has to be in his mind, knowing that he gave up a home run to this kid before.
Tolentino will watch the first one in for a strike. Napoli yet to give up any runs, but he's thrown plenty of pitches through these first 2 innings. And delivers one there that will be fouled off, and the count now 0-2. Ben Napoli in control over this at-bat with 2 away. Looking to strand the bases loaded for back-to-back innings to start off this game. Napoli's pitch will be fouled back out of play. Heading right over to a section that a lot of North Kingstown fans decided to take up residence. Keeps the count 0-2. And Napoli fires along and it will miss. First ball of the at-bat, it's 1-2. Thank you to everyone tuned in live or on demand here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Taking in the action with the bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning, Division I playoffs. Live on the Fans Only Sports Network as
Jaden thinks he's out.
yes, he does. Thinks he's out. But what?
What just happened?
What just happened? I'm also wondering what just
the
happened.
umpire just asked for the call from second base. Second base said safe, and now the home plate umpire said out.
That's what it looked like to me. So the second base umpire
He
ruled
definitely
it.
had no clue.
I
I think he just threw up the safe sign.
What an interaction to end the bottom of the second inning, stranding the bases loaded, and I guess that's a strikeout swinging for Tolentino. It will send us to the third inning, still no score between Cranston East and North Kingstown. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network for the top of the third inning. Still no score between North Kingstown and Cranston East. The winner of this game goes on to face the winner of Hendy versus Coventry. Or they go on to face Hendricken, as Bishop Hendricken still undefeated. And in my personal opinion, I don't think Coventry is going to be the ones to knock them off. But hey, it's baseball. Anything can happen.
You never know.
Devine warming up, and Cranston East back on defense after stranding the bases loaded once again. That's back-to-back innings with no runs.
Right fielder number 2, Blake
Tolentino with the check swing. That's ruled a swing by
It was a
who
weird.
knows.
It was a weird play. Umpires had no clue what was going on. Jaden walked off.
Yeah, someone ruled it a strike. And that was all she wrote for the bottom of the second inning, despite the second base umpire saying no swing, which wouldn't have even made it a walk. It would have just been ball 3. But we resume action with 8 and 9 batting. Or excuse me, the 9-hitter batting for North Kingstown. Blake Beatty takes strike 1. Devine fires home and
Same pitch.
just missing
Just
there.
Guess missed high.
The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Devine goes up 1-2 with Quincy Rowe waiting on deck, the leadoff man for North Kingstown. Seeing some alumni making their way to the playoff action here at Cranston Stadium, as that's going to be fouled up high out of play. And it will take a bounce just over the screen. Falling in foul will stick with the 1-2. Looks like Morejo might have hurt his catcher's helmet there.
Ball was sky high. Could not see that.
Just glad it didn't get too far out there for my camera. It's 1-2. Devine from the windup fires home, and it's going to be fouled off right at the plate.
Making a great at bat.
Devine 1-2 once again, and another foul ball. Looking like an MLB to show at bat here, especially this year. Oof. So Devine in a battle here. It's 1-2, and stepping out of the plate, but it's called strike 3. And that'll do it for Blake Beatty as the lineup flips over and Quincy Rowe up to the dish.
It's getting a little chirpy from the fans now, Charlie. They didn't really agree with that call.
I was fine with it.
Yeah, I think they think it was a bad call because he moved, but he didn't have to move.
He was just crowding the plate a little there. That's what happens. First pitch strike to Quincy Rowe, who grounded out to second baseman Javen Alexandria in his opening at bat. Quincy Rome. And a second pitch strike.
Seems like a lot of the
seems
players
to get those inside pitches now here.
Seems a lot of North Kingstown players crowd the plate.
Yeah, Rome backed off a little on that pitch. Right in there on the inner half. A good spot as the 0-2 is going to be popped up and travel out of play into the bleachers.
Oh, took a bad bounce.
And some poor bench player is going to have to take a few extra steps to go get that ball as it bounces over the fence. The 0-2 is going to be half-heartedly swung at, but a clear swing nonetheless. 2 strikeouts here for John Devine to start off the third inning. Now Bodie Forcell.
Now batting designated hitter number 11, Bodie Forcell. Chris Gianello is on deck.
First pitch again in there.
John with that first pitch slider. Very comfortable with it.
Can throw it any time. Oh, 1 pitch fouled back to the backstop, and Devine is in control once again. 0-2. And to complete the strikeout, and Morejo throws on to Tolentino to drop third. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Devine, striking out the side here in the top of the third inning. Let's see if that can turn into some offensive momentum for Cranston East in the bottom half of the third inning, coming up next here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back. Bottom of the third inning after Devine strikes out the side in order. And we'll start it with Kelvin Santos leading us off, the 4-hole hitter for Cranston East, DHing today in place of John Devine. Napoli on the mound. Fires home a first pitch strike. It's been a busy couple of innings for Napoli. He's stranded the bases loaded twice, but he's used plenty of pitches, and he resumes action here for his third inning of work. This is way outside for ball one. It's even 1-1. I get everyone tuned in live on the Fans Only Sports Network. This Division I playoff baseball action is brought to you by Thunderbolt Sports Talk, as Santos will drive that towards right field, a routine fly ball brought in for the first out of the inning. Blake Beatty records the out.
East is going to have to find a way to get some runs in, even though they stranded the bases loaded twice. Got to be frustrating.
Up comes Tony DeFusco as we're in the 4, 5, and 6 batters, and DeFusco takes the first pitch, drives it to left field, where a diving play is going to be brought in for the second out of the inning, taking away a hit.
Left fielder was playing super deep, way out there.
Willem Andrews making the nice diving play, and 2 away in the bottom of the third inning. All 3 of these hitters this inning had a chance to drive in some runs with the bases loaded, and now they'll go 1, 2, 3 as Alexandri, first pitch swinging, grounds out to third base, and will quickly head to the top of the 4th inning. Still no score. 0-0 here on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning here between the Skippers and the Thunderbolts. No score. After Cranston East goes 1-2-3. John Devine back on the mound quickly following his 1-2-3 inning. And we continue with the 3-4-5 hitters for North Kingstown.
These guys did put a little bit of pressure on John last time they were up.
Chris Ciarnelio. I was probably better off with my first pronunciation. Not going to lie there. It's 1-0 on that ball missing as Ciarnelio takes it low. The sophomore. Not many lefties on this North Kingstown batting order. Well, I'm not sure if there's any.
I don't think so, Charlie.
Ben Napoli on the mound, pitching from the left side, but at the plate, I don't think we've seen any looks from that batter's box yet, as another half swing there.
Well, first base umpire called it no swing.
He's actually in the position to make the correct call and have some sense of the right direction to be looking at it from, as a good slide piece there evens the count 2-2.
Seems like John has more of a grip on the slider than the fastball. Time he throws it's just in the perfect spot.
Still no walks today for Devine as he strikes out another. Ciarnello goes down swinging for the first out in the fourth.
Now batting first baseman number 12, Ben Davis. Brendan Venditto is on deck.
Brings up Ben Davis, the first baseman. Venditto waits on deck, and Devine now with 4 straight actually make that 5 straight strikeouts. Pretty good streak going on. Finished off the second with a strikeout. Struck out the side in the third, and now has one to start the fourth. First pitch fouled off by Davis. Ben Davis in his first at-bat struck out swinging. And now trails 0-1. Takes a pitch high. 1-1 count. Seems like there's some new bats taking over the aluminum bat game since I've departed from my playing days, as that ground ball to the Fusco's fielded on a hop and sent over to first, where coming off the bag, Tolentino applies the tag. A good play to save an error and get the second out of the top of the fourth inning.
I would say the same, Charlie. I don't really recognize any of these bats since I've played either.
Venditto. Tapalamond is on deck.
Strikeout streak ends after I make mention of it, and still an out, and it will bring up Venditto up with nobody on and 2 outs in the inning. Well, the Easton Hype Fire is definitely one of the most popular bats, I
That's banned.
think. Yeah,
That bat has
I have
been
heard
banned.
that it's banned, but
It's banned. It's juiced. They found out it's juiced.
they're all juiced.
No, but that bat used to be crazy.
I don't think that's a Hype Fire. It's probably just a DeMarini, from what I might guess. From our broadcast position, the 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Cruise control so far. And that'll be grounded hard to Leone at shortstop. Fields it, throws onto first. Bit of a stretch from Tolentino. Nothing too much as he puts it away for the final out of the fourth inning. Another 1-2-3 for Devine. We'll head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Score is still 0-0.
Anthony
Welcome back.
is on deck.
Bottom of the fourth inning with nobody out here. Charlie Adams on play-by-play, joined by John Garcia. And John, you attend Cranston West, and so does the man at the plate, Armani Pimentel. And so does the man on deck, his brother, Anthony. It's a good amount of Falcons on this Thunderbolts team, as that one.
Great friends of mine, but they got the love for the Thunderbolts too, Charlie.
Well, they showed no remorse in the regular season with 2 wins against Cranston West, including a no-hitter by John Devine, who also attends Cranston West, if you did not know.
Everything's mixed up on this team.
2-0 pitch will be driven out to the right center gap, chasing after it. It will get down for extra bases. Fielded on a hop and thrown in. Pimentel will be in with a stand-up double.
Little double Sally from Armani. Come on, let's see it. Yes. Love to see it from Armani. Now let's see if the brother can replicate.
Now batting right fielder number 1.
Cranston East once again having base runners on after going 1-2-3 in the third. Armani had a double in his first at-bat on senior night. And now we'll see. Anthony Pimentel showed bunt his last at-bat to no success, really.
So you gotta give the freshman a chance here. Let him score his brother in.
Well, North Kingstown is no longer playing as aggressively, watching for the bunt as they were in his first at-bat, where Anthony Pimentel ended up striking out. And he goes for the bunt there, reaching out for it, and couldn't get it down. Would have been a ball if he pulled it back.
It seems like he just can't. He doesn't have it for bunts right now.
And then Coach Bucci taking a lap around. A pickoff move here. As
it's a little weird
back
play
safely
from them. Shortstop faked out for the second baseman to come in.
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of movement everywhere with the third baseman already playing in on. Now he's aware of the bunt. It's 0-1. And Ben Napoli throws it in, and
it seems like he's a bit flustered with the bunt. He doesn't know if he should do it or not.
well, that was a good decision to pull it back there as it's called a ball.
He almost didn't pull it back, though.
Not getting anything to really work with from Napoli on the mound. The 1-1 pitch is half offered at, and it will be no swing. 2-1. Already a runner in scoring position here. Nobody out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Someone looking to break this scoreless tie. Napoli's pitch will be fouled off softly towards the North Kingstown dugout. Counts 2-2.
Finally letting Ann get some swings and let him get comfortable.
Well, you wouldn't expect a bunt here with 2 strikes. And already Pimentel, the younger Pimentel, getting a couple swings in at the plate. Now having to protect with 2 strikes on him. He nearly offered at it, and again able to hold back and run the count full. 3-2. You know, this game started off a little bit hot, around 80 degrees, and now it's a nice breezy 81 degrees, but that breeze is definitely helping out here. A very nice day out here to take in a ball game.
Oh, yeah, it's the second base umpire again to see if he swung.
Almost as good of a view as if you're at third base trying to judge that. And missing inside, it's a ball. The ball out front, and Armani Pimentel, considered going to third before holding back.
Great business decision from Armani.
Out batting left fielder number 19, Erickson Serrano.
So runners on first and second after the Pimentel brothers both reach safely on the walk and double. Serrano at the plate. Again, Erickson showed bunt in his first at-bat, and he does it here and fouls it all the way down the line, and Coach Bucci needs these bunts to get down soon.
I feel like one just needs to get down so he doesn't have to do it anymore.
Trust me, that's not true. He will do it again and again.
I mean, you got to let him play, man. Let
Hey,
Erickson go for this.
Cranston East did win a playoff game in the past off of back-to-back suicide squeezes. And Serrano to pull back on that bunt and even the count 1-1.
Maybe it's to fatigue the other team, too. Running back and forth. Has to be tiring.
Well, 1-1 count, nobody out. Runners on first and second, teasing the pickoff again. But now the bunt down, and it's a pretty good one. And the throw to third for the force out, and that did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's like, now there's one out. Just puts the same situation, but with just one out now.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You got
Now batting shortstop number 21, Jerusalem.
Especially after
Leon.
10 attempts. They're going to know what they're going to do with the ball.
Is on deck.
You would probably need to place that bunt down just perfectly enough to not get the force at third. Or you'd have to have Pimentel really gunning it to third base. And if that bunt doesn't get down, you'd be screwed. But whatever. One out. Runners on first and second, the step off from Napoli. Napoli back on the mound, and another bunt shown. This time Leon, the back pick attempt, over to Anthony Pimentel. A little behind him as Anthony went diving back feet first. Whoever gets it done.
I mean, if it works, it works. Can't really say much, but I got to see it work first.
The bunts haven't. We'll see. Pick off to first, and
He's just becoming a pitcher versus the...
North Kingstown has tried almost every option here in this fourth inning to get an extra out. Picking off behind the lead runner, back picking the lead runner, and now another step off and a check on Pimentel. No throw.
Is it because you think they know that he's bunting?
I don't. There's so much movement going on. We saw Leon show bunt and another step off here, and this makes me wonder just how great that step off rule is in the Major League Baseball there. That was about 5 of them in a row. Now with the pitch, Napoli has strike two after multiple disengagements. He's up 1-2. Can't expect a bunt here with one out. 2 strikes on Leon, who watches that in, and it's just outside. It's 2-2. Leon has reached in his first 2 at-bats a single and a walk. Counts even 2-2. Napoli checks on Pimentel before firing in. It will bounce, and runners will advance to second and third. Runners advancing to second and third there. And it fills the count of 3-2. Now you have first base open. The infield is in for North Kingstown. Another big chance for Cranston East. The full count pitch will be fouled off lightly at the plate. We'll do it again. 3-2 count. Leon has been battling here after falling down 1-2. Trying and failing to get a bunt down earlier in the at-bat. He could have his second walk of the game as Napoli misses outside and the bases are loaded for one of the men that you would want to face the least here in the entire Rhode Island Interscholastic League.
Do we go Barry Bonds?
Now batting the catcher number 22,
I would not.
Walker run in?
Jaden Tolentino is
If they were
on
willing
deck.
to face him in the second inning,
It's true.
I wouldn't do it here.
He did throw him 3 straight balls, though.
The way Jaden Tolentino has performed this year has really helped Morejo in being able to still get at bats. After last year, that's a wild pitch to the backstop, and Anthony Pimentel will score. Getting past and all the way in Tucker Lamond unable to keep it close, and with that wild pitch, now North Kingstown will intentionally walk Morejo and bring up Tolentino with the bases still loaded.
I don't know. How do you feel about that, Charlie? Smart move or no?
Well, time will tell as Cranston East now leads 1-0.
I'm noticing John's getting a lot of rest during these innings.
Well, he didn't have much in between his 2 1-2-3 innings, so we'll see how it benefits him. And now Coach Bucci talking with Tolentino down the third baseline.
There's no way they bunt here, right?
I doubt it. With the force at home, it'd be a rough call. One count. Another foul ball, and it's 1-2. Erickson Serrano leads off third base, Leone at second, and Morejo at first. Napoli's pitch on the 1-2 count is swung on and missed.
Napoli's had his number today.
That's a huge second out for the Skippers. Second strikeout of the day for Tolentino, and it brings up Kelvin Santos.
Tony DeFusco is on deck.
Cranston East already with 6 runners left on base. Napoli misses with the first pitch there. It's 1-0. Napoli's pitch misses outside, and Santos now with the 2-0 advantage. There's been a fair share of walks on the day for Napoli. Might be the biggest killer so far. Napoli's 2-0 pitch is fouled off, up and out of play. It's 2-1. Thank you to everyone tuned in on the Fans Only Sports Network. High School Division I playoff baseball action live, brought to you by Thunderbolt Sports Talk, your home for Cranston East sports in the podcast world. As Santos drives that down the left field line, it will roll foul. Count now even, 2-2.
Jerusalem was almost caught up to Erickson on that foul ball.
Looks ready to score here. Napoli's been pitching out of the stretch the entire time here. And continues with the bases loaded as Santos drives it to the center field and sliding for it. It's caught by the center fielder. A great play to strand the bases loaded once again for Cranston East. Big play coming from Brandon Venditto. Another robbery of the Thunderbolts offense there. We enter the top of the 5th inning with the score 1-0. Cranston East on the board, but held off from increasing their lead from there. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network, where Cranston East leads 1-0 over North Kingstown. Top of the fifth inning coming your way. Charlie Adams on play-by-play, joined by John Garcia, and the Thunderbolts get on the board with Anthony Pimentel coming around on a passed ball by the man who will lead off the top of the fifth inning, the catcher, Tucker Lamond, and that's one run on the board for Cranston East. But there could be plenty more, John.
Yeah, it's just all the bases loaded, stranding them. The bunt attempts with some people who seem like they just can't bunt right now. So,
well, these missed opportunities could prove costly, but they won't matter much if John Devine continues doing what he's been doing for Cranston East these past couple of innings. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings with 4 strikeouts between them. They'll have 6, 7, and 8, and it starts with Tucker Lamond. Some action stirring in the North Kingstown side of things. They're warming up a man, and you'd expect that, as Ben Napoli's thrown plenty of pitches through those 3 innings that he's stranded the bases loaded. Only had one just clean 1, 2, 3 inning. That was the bottom of the third. First pitch swinging from Lamond gets out to the shortstop, who fires on to first. A 1 pitch out, and that's good for Devine to keep on going in this one.
great play from Jerusalem. Had to get it on the run.
Andrews is on deck.
It's 1 pitch, 1 out, as the ground out to shortstop will bring up Belmore. Eric Belmore takes strike 1. So up 0-1. Devine cruising from the windup, as that one will be fouled off at the plate. 0-2 count. Belmore struck out looking in his first at-bat, coming in the second inning. It's been a while since he's picked up the bat, and now he'll ground it out to Tolentino, who takes it himself, 3 unassisted. And we have 2 away in our top of the fifth.
Now batting left fielder number 5, William Andrews. Blake Beatty is on deck.
Make sure to tune in to the Fans Only Sports Network tomorrow around 4 p.m. for coverage of the Cranston East softball team that's undefeated in Division III. I'll be on the call, joined by Emmett Billings for that one from Brayton Park. With the first pitch missing from Devine, he's down 1-0. Second pitch evens the count. It's 1-1 on the left fielder, who had a nice play earlier on in the game. Willem Andrews, a senior. Swinging at that, and a hard grounder to Tolentino at first.
Quick
An easy
inning for
put away.
Devine.
And that'll do it for the top of the fifth inning. Another 1, 2, 3 for Devine. We'll head to the bottom half with the score still 1-0. Cranston East leads it in the Division I playoff scene. They look to take on the winner of Hendricken versus Coventry if they close this one out. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network for the bottom of the 5th inning. Tony DeFusco will lead us off. Cranston East holding on to a 1-run lead, and Napoli remains on the mound, and he'll miss outside for ball 1. He seemed a little bit frustrated with some of the calls he's gotten today.
Yeah. Because it's been pretty confusing, especially with the half swings between the umpires.
There's been plenty of check swings,
Seems like they just roll a dice and whatever lands, they go with.
You just put yourself up to receiving those kind of calls if you're going to be indecisive about swinging, but not getting the best of these calls, I'd say. And DeFusco goes down there swinging for the first out of the inning. Early strikeout for
batting second baseman
Napoli.
number 2, Javen Alexandri. Armani Pimentel is on deck.
Javen Alexandri comes up, and he's 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out on his day, and now a first pitch swing. This is the second time he's come up and swung at the first pitch he saw. It produced a ground out to third base in his last at bat, and he nearly did the same there, just drove it down the left field line. As he'll watch in the next one, he's down 0-2. The 4, 5, and 6 batters for Cranston East today have not produced anything offensively.
It's been a rough game for them.
It's been a buzzkill to the rest of the lineup. That's part of the reason why they've stranded the bases loaded 3 times today while producing just 1 run on a passed ball in our previous inning. But there we go with a nice ground ball right through Napoli's legs into center field. And the first hit of the day for Javen Alexandri.
Well, the man that's coming up is hot right now.
Number 7, Armani Pimentel. Anthony Pimentel is on deck.
Armani is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Was stranded at third both times, in the second and the fourth. Now has a runner on first base with 1 away. Napoli still working on the mound and will go for the pickoff move. Hasn't worked yet.
Seems like he's more focused on the runners when they're on the base than the actual batters sometimes.
No. He's had some control issues, to say the least. Fair share of walks. Had 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and then another 2 in the fourth, plus an intentional walk, as we'll see another pickoff here. How long till the disengagement rule makes its way down to high school?
I don't know. Is it even college yet?
I don't know for sure, but I think it might be. 2-0 on Pimentel.
I feel like in high school would just cause everybody to steal a base, to be honest, though.
Well, another pickoff here, as that's going to bounce and cost him. Napoli will... What are we doing? All right. So Alexandri gets to second base after a good long while of thinking about it.
I know,
and he's in there
Coach Bucci's
perfectly
very
safely.
stressed.
He might have been able to go from first to third on that.
He was looking directly at his first base coach and telling him to go, and he just didn't go.
Well, he's into second with no throw as the pickoff bounced. And another disengagement here as he steps off and takes a look at Alexandri. It's going to be a strike there, making it 2-1.
He was definitely going to third because I don't know what happened to the ball.
Yeah, it was long gone over there. Another step off here as Napoli checks on Alexandri there.
It was a lazy throw. He didn't even step off for that one. He just spiked it.
Good slide piece there from Napoli. Gets the strike 2 swinging, and the count's even 2-2. 1 out and a runner on second base for Armani Pimentel. Waiting on deck, his younger brother, the freshman Anthony Pimentel, as frozen by the slider. Armani will head to the bench.
Well, it looks like the hot streak should have never brought it up.
That's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's all up to the freshman now.
Right fielder Anthony Pimentel. Erickson Serrano is on deck.
So Anthony Pimentel struck out in his first at-bat and then walked and scored the lone run here today. Just last inning, and now with a mighty hack for strike one.
Swung at a ball that was almost at his head.
Has a chance to drive in a runner here after being the only man who scored on a pass ball last inning.
Napoli seems like he's very uncomfortable with people on the base paths.
Good take there, makes it 1-1. Anthony Pimentel on the season, batting .185.
He has a lot of time to grow, though.
Definitely getting some good reps here in the playoffs as a freshman, with his brother Armani graduating this year. It will be all alone for the first time in a while for the Cranston East baseball program. Just one Pimentel. Napoli's pitch is going to be too high and call the ball. 2-2. 2 outs as Alexandri leads off second base and draws a step off once again from Napoli. Swing and a miss, and the tag applied by Lamond to secure the strikeout, and we'll head to the 6th inning with a 1-run lead in favor of Cranston East. Time running down here between Cranston East and North Kingstown in this Division I playoffs matchup live on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back. It's the top of the 6th inning. It's 1-0. Cranston East leads by 1. Charlie Adams joined by John Garcia as the Thunderbolts come back onto the field with John Devine still leading them. He's been on cruise control basically this whole game. 2 base runners on the day, both stranded at second, and that was in the 2nd inning. Since then, no base runners up to this point, and we'll start it off with the 9-hitter and then flip the order back to Quincy Rome, who's been their leadoff hitter today. It's Blake Beatty at the plate. Seems like North Kingstown's trying to re-energize themselves. A little more noise coming from their bench as Beatty takes ball 1. And half check swing there, sent out to the backstop for a foul ball. It's 1-1. 1-1 count, top 6. Beatty struck out looking in his only at bat today, and here will ground it down the third
Whoa.
baseline. And I thought it was fair, and it's an out. First base umpire rules it out.
Wait, how does the first base umpire see if it's fair or not from over there?
Well, that's not really his call. That's more the home plate umpire to decide, and he didn't really say anything. But I guess he did say fair, and I guess that will be
Yeah, because he asked the first
out
base
number 1.
He asked the first base umpire for a call from across the field. They're saying it hit off his foot too.
Yep, that's what North Kingstown's saying.
Well, you can't really argue it when the umpire at home had no clue what was going on.
Now everyone's just standing around and doing nothing. And now the batter Beatty looking for an explanation, but he'll take the slow walk back to the dugout. I guess that's out number 1.
What just happened? These umpires need to connect or something. They need to
Ground
talk.
out to third base that Beatty never left the batter's box for out number 1, and now lineup flips over to Quincy Rome, who takes strike 1. Devine right back to it, and Rome steps off the plate a little to back up off ball 1. It's even 1-1. Rome is definitely right on top of that plate. And there he is with a check swing for strike 2. We have Adrian Pimentel in the building as well. Plenty of Cranston East alumni and baseball-specific alumni in the building, as ball 2 missing low. It's a 2-2 count on Rome with the DH for North Kingstown waiting on deck. Bodie Forsell has grounded down the third baseline.
Just took a weird hop.
Ball seemed to just completely stop up on impact on the grass. Count stays 2-2. 1 away in the top of the 6th inning. Devine ready. Is 2-2. We swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Devine on his day.
That was gas.
You saw him firing himself up before
sending that home.
The strikeout brings up Forsell to the plate. 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Wow, what's going on here?
Looks like we might see a substitution coming, as third base coach talking with the umpire, and Forsell will head over to the dugout. We'll see who they call on from the bench. DH getting pinch hit for here in the top of the 6th inning. There's 2 outs, and I think we might have a lefty coming up. North Kingstown calls on the lefty to come off the bench, William Creed. So a pinch hitter is on.
Entering the game and now
Will
batting
Creed.
number 21, Will Creed.
Stepping into the left-hander's batter's box. I think this is going to be the first time that Devine has faced a lefty all day. And he starts him off with some good movement on that pitch for strike 1.
Oh, left-handed batter now.
And Will Creed quickly behind 0-2.
Will John adjust to it?
The 0-2 pitch is going to be nearly offered
Whoa.
at, but
I feel like the batter just almost just walked. I don't know what just happened.
might be a little heat coming from Devine on this one. That's swung on and missed.
Sword.
John Devine with another strikeout that will send us to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Another strikeout swinging for Devine. When we return, it's going to be the Erickson Serrano before we flip over to the top of the lineup. In the bottom of the 6th, we'll be back with more action. The score 1-0. Cranston East leads over North Kingstown.
Is on deck.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning and a new pitcher on for North Kingstown. After 5 innings of Ben Napoli, they turn it over to Brandon Venditto. Venditto was playing center field, and Andrews will move over to handle that duty. And he shifted a little bit to the left on the lefty, Serrano at the plate. I don't know about that shading, but
Yeah, I don't know either. Erickson's more of a pull hitter.
ball one taken by Serrano. First man to face Venditto coming out of the bullpen. In there with a strike. Counts even 1-1. Waiting on deck is the leadoff bat for Cranston East, Druson Leon. And popped up into the air. It will drift off and connect with the Cranston East dugout for strike 2.
Is Harrison pinch? East might be pinch hitting soon.
Ben Napoli finishes with 8 strikeouts and 6 walks, giving up 1 run.
Good day for him.
Got a bit of help from Cranston East, unable to capitalize, and I mean, got to credit Napoli some for that. I don't even think you could give him the earned run on that 1 run, as it was a passed ball from his catcher Lamond, and that's going to be flown out towards the outfield,
Super
some
high.
no man's land, but right fielder comes in to put it away.
Looked good off the bat. Just went sky high.
So 1 out as Erickson flies out to right field.
Number 21, Jerusalem Leon.
And lineup flips over for Jerusalem Leon, and Rejo will wait in the on-deck circle. Leon steps in, having not been sat down yet. 2 walks and a single on his day. Of course, hasn't come around to score. The only man to do that on either side has been Anthony Pimentel on that passed ball. Venditto comes in with strike 1 on Leon. It's even 1-1. Bottom of the 6th inning here, 1 out. Cranston East looking for an insurance run here if they're 1-0 lead. Leon swings through that. It's 1-2. Leon entered this game batting .280 as the junior takes ball 2. Counts even 2-2. Venditto fires it in. It's going to miss inside. Counts full once again. 3-2 count. Leon, this is the 3rd time he's gotten it up to a 3-2. Or actually, might be the 4th. I'll stick with 3-2. Or payoff pitch misses outside, and Leon.
Great at bat. He's been having great at bats all day.
That's his 3rd walk today. That's a valuable batter at the top of your order.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Carlos Marejo.
Doing a great job out of that 1 hole. Reaching base in all 4 of his at-bats today. Setting up his big sluggers behind him for great success. And Marejo, who was intentionally walked his last at-bat after the passed ball, freed up first base, and he takes ball 1 here. In his first at-bat in the first inning, he singled and followed it up with a walk and then the intentional walk. Waiting on deck is Tolentino as Venditto misses outside with that. It's 2-0. Leon leads off of first base. Venditto takes a peek. Thunderbolts saw a lefty all day in Ben Napoli, now seeing the righty. Not as many pickoff attempts. Everyone should be thankful for that. Quickly to 3-0 on Marejo as Tolentino waits in the on-deck circle. Napoli's 3-0 pitch is going to miss and
Hit his bat. Hit his bat.
moves the count 3-1. And Marejo will take a second to step out of the box here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sparse attendance at first, but Cranston Stadium's filled out pretty nicely here for this playoff game. A lot of former Thunderbolts lining the fence at the backstop as the 3-0 pitch is in there and the count's full, 3-2. Thank you to everyone who's not attending in person but watching along with us here on the Fans Only Sports Network. All the coverage presented by Thunderbolt Sports Talk. Available on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. The payoff pitch is an interesting decision to say the least from Venditto, and Leon on his horse will round second and stop up there. So it's a walk on the full count.
Tolentino's due today. I think this is his time right here.
Now batting number 24, first baseman Jaden Tolentino. Kelvin Santos.
Venditto showed some trust in his off-speed there, throwing it on the full count, but missed over the head of everyone.
That was crazy.
Straight to the backstop there. Luckily, Leon only moves up 1 base, and I think we might see a pinch runner coming on here. With Tolentino at the plate, Coach Bucci speaking to the home plate umpire. And we'll see a pinch runner coming on for Marejo.
Ethan Torres.
Ethan Torres heading from the bench to get Morejo. Pinch runner coming on. Cranston East wants more than just one insurance run here, with one out in the bottom of the 6th inning and 2 runners on. Venditto's pitch in there for a strike. Good pitch there.
Aiden's due today. Needs a hit here.
Tolentino couldn't get much off of Ben Napoli after hitting a home run off him in their last meeting on the 22nd of May. Now has a new arm on the mound. Tolentino walked in his first at-bat before striking out twice against Napoli. In his 4th at-bat, he'll take a strike there. Moves the count 1-2. One and 2 count. Tolentino brushed back off the plate, evens at 2-2. Today, Cranston East has stranded 10 runners on base. Usually that could cost you. Here, they might get out of it, we'll see. As Leon takes off on the pitch, he's in there easily, no throw coming his way.
I think it was supposed to be a double steal.
Now we'll have runners on the corner as North Kingstown drawing up a play. For the 1st and 3rd situation, it comes with a full count on Tolentino at the plate. It's looking like a walk-off from Cranston East. We'll see how it works out for them, as Ethan Torres is now stuck between 1st and 2nd. He'll just jog back to first base, nothing doing there.
Very awkward.
Well, you'd hope for Torres to get a little further down the line and a little more commitment from the second baseman to at least get one person out. But still full count at the plate with 1 out. As Torres stays put at first base and Tolentino fouls it off at the plate. We'll do the full count pitch again. Still filled up, 3-2. Runners on the corners. Bottom 6. Insurance run just 90 feet away. Tolentino just needs to get it out far enough, and he'll foul it off out of play. Turning into a good battle at the plate here. It's the first time that Cranston East is seeing Venditto on the mound throughout their 2 meetings in the regular season. Not log an appearance then. Here in the playoffs, though, as that's going to bounce off the glove and bring in a run. A wild pitch from Venditto on ball 4. Once again, it's the same thing.
Yeah, 3-2 high, like curveball. Just cooks the catcher every time.
I don't blame him. So, on 3-2, Venditto goes to the off speed, and it completely costs him there.
This game could be split wide open with just 1 hit.
And Santos fouls off the first pitch. There's 1 away and runners on 1st and 2nd. Ethan Torres, who's pinch running for Carlos Morejo on second base, and Tolentino, the man leading off from first. Venditto up 0-2. But Cranston East already with a very important run in this bottom of the 6th inning, their last chance to help out Divine before the top of the 7th. Swung on and driven to left field. It's going to be down for a hit. Torres being waved on home. The throw coming from left field has him dead to rights, but did he get under it? No, he's going to be ruled out at the plate. Torres hustling his way home. And that's out number 2.
It seemed like he was gunned by a mile, Charlie.
Yeah,
he wasn't even close.
Number 6, Tony DeFusco.
It's a risk.
It
It was definitely a risk there. And that makes it 2 outs with runners on first and second after Torres tested the arm strength. Venditto now getting up 0-1 on Tony DeFusco at the plate.
Would add another bases loaded situation.
DeFusco trailing in the count 0-1, a steal as DeFusco
fall.
swings and sends it out towards the outfield, crashing in. It will fall in for a base hit, and Tolentino comes around to score, diving into third base. Santos is safe there, and an RBI single for Tony DeFusco.
Out of him.
So we're back to runners on the corners now.
Number 2, Javen Alexandri. Amani Pimento
Tolentino
is on deck.
comes all the way around to score. That's the first RBI on Cranston East Day. They've been getting it done for the
Another
most
pinch
part.
hit, I think. Another
Thanks
pinch
to
run.
Absolutely correct. Pinch runner coming on for Tony DeFusco.
Harrison Fisher.
Tyler Chisholm coming on to
That's Harrison.
what number? 8.
Yeah. These numbers are wrong.
So runners on the corners with Javen Alexandri at the plate. An RBI single for Tony DeFusco has the lead up to 3-0 in favor of Cranston East. Kelvin Santos over at third base as Alexandri watches strike 1. Now these 4, 5, and 6 hitters are coming alive here when it matters most in these late innings. So a bit of a sleepy start. Straight steal of second base on the first and third produces no throw. Has 2 runners in scoring position now, but Alexandri down 0-2 at the plate with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Venditto in his first inning of work, and which could be his only inning of work. He's given up 2 runs so far. 1 on a wild pitch, 1 on DeFusco's RBI single. Now has Alexandri 1 and 2. Looking for his first strikeout in his appearance, says it's going to be fouled off by Alexandri over to the on-deck circle. Some self-inflicted wounds as 3 straight walks, along with a wild pitch that scored the runner. Now looking to get out of it. With 2 strikes on Alexandri, he fires the high off-speed pitch.
High off-speed pitch. Just can't get it down.
2-2 now. With 2 outs, 2 runners on in scoring position. Single could score both. If Alexandri can poke it out to the outfield, and he'll foul it off out of play. This has been the longest inning, or tied for the longest inning, along with the 4th inning that produced their only run up to that point. And Alexandri will swing through that for out number 3, and we'll head to the top of the 7th inning, where Cranston East needs 3 outs to head to the next round of the playoffs. We'll be back with a score of 3-0, Cranston East leading over the Skippers. Welcome back. It is the top of the 7th inning. Cranston East holds a 3-0 lead, and John Devine still out on the mound for Cranston East. Looking to complete his complete game shutout here, and he'll have to face 3, 4, and 5. That starts off with Chris Charnello. With Ben Davis waiting on deck. Charnello in his last at-bat struck out swinging. And Devine will start him off with a breaking ball getting above the helmet there. Losing a little control with that one. Doing no harm. Except being ball number 1. We get everyone tuned in on the Fans Only Sports Network. Charlie Adams joined by John Garcia as strike 1 for Devine. Thunderbolts had a big bottom of the 6th inning, getting 2 insurance runs for Devine. We'll see how important those become as that ground ball nearly ate up Leone. He stuck with it on a bad bounce and threw on the first for the out.
Kid has a cannon at short. Terrible bounce.
Caught the lip of the infield grass, and
Great reaction time.
Now batting first
that was
baseman, number 12,
really tough one there.
Ben Davis. Brendan Venditto is on deck.
Made it look easy, though. Brings up Ben Davis, the first baseman. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out to third base. Devine has allowed 2 hits today. In the first inning to Chris Curiello, and allowed a double in the second to the man who waits on deck, who just did the pitching for North Kingstown, Brendan Venditto. Ben Davis caught leaning away from the pitch as it falls in for a strike.
Some people didn't agree with that strike call, but I think it was a strike.
Looked good to me. Devine, with the count 1-1, fires home another strike there.
Sliders are just killing.
And some good movement all day. So these are great pitching conditions, too.
Yeah, perfect, actually.
Not too hot, enough to keep your muscles warm, and just keep firing as he drills Davis. That's got to sting a little. Davis caught right in the back.
Should have stuck with the slider. One fastball.
So North Kingstown with their first base runner since the second inning.
Could give him a little bit of a rally here.
Brandon Venditto up to the plate. And Davis will be taken off the bases after being hit by the pitch. And pinch runner on for North Kingstown.
Now entering the game and running at first base for North Kingstown. And now batting number 18, pitcher Brendan Venditto. Tucker Lamond is on deck.
The pinch runner is Jason Pelletier. First pitch missing for a ball.
John just needs to get back in control here. Atta boy.
Count back to 1-1. Devine finds it there.
Seems like John isn't even focusing on the first base runner right now. Well, as I say that, he does that.
Well, Devine hasn't needed to pick off anyone for a while here.
It's been quick innings, quick 1-2-3s.
In the first inning, he attempted a pickoff that got away from Tolentino, and now Venditto will drive that to the right center gap. It's going to be fielded on a bounce by Anthony Pimentel in right field and thrown on into the infield. But in the meantime, the pinch runner Pelletier advances to third base, and we have runners on the corners now with one away.
Uh-oh. First and third situation.
And now with some traffic on the base paths, Coach Bucci will head out to the mound and talk it over with his entire infield. There's one out And runners on the corners, a 3-run lead in favor of Cranston East. Coming up for North Kingstown is going to be their catcher today. He's had himself
Now batting for North
a
Kingston,
hard
catcher
slate
number
against him.
Tucker
I mean,
Lamond,
can't do
Eric
much
Delmore.
about the ones
Design
that's gotten
bat.
by today, especially last inning. Tucker Lamond on here with a runner 90 feet away. This is Devine from the stretch, fires home with the first and third. A strike to start it off. We'll see if Coach Bucci discussed any first and third plays here during that mound visit.
Oh, no, I feel like you just attacked the hitters here. John's been very well against them all day, so. Oh, whoa.
Looked pretty good from up here.
He's been calling those all day, though.
I won't lie. That was looking like a pretty good pitch, but
Yeah,
call the ball. It's 1-1.
maybe umpire want to make this a little interesting.
It's a 1-1 count to Lamond. Lamond is 0 for 2, put the ball in play twice with a ground out and a pop-up. Devine
Oh, my.
once again just missing the mark by a small margin.
That one was a little high, but still. He was giving them those all day, Charlie. Now it seems like
Quick glance over to first base before delivering the 2-1 pitch, and it's going to run up high. It's 3-1. Devine has not walked a soul this game. In danger of doing it here with a 3-1 count
I don't
to
think
Lamond.
this batter's planning on swinging.
Eric Belmore is the man waiting on deck. As that's going to get by Morejo, it's going to bring home a run for the Skippers, and runners are on first and second now with just one away.
John's been perfect all day. Slipping from him a little bit.
Sounds like some action starting up over at Stebbins Field right now.
Maybe lacrosse.
Some event. Start hearing the PA announcer from over there. So it's 3-1. The Skippers have their first run of the game here in the top of the seventh. Looks like we might see a change here from who's going to swing it with 2 outs left in this game if Cranston East wants to close it out. And they're going to take off Eric Belmore and bring on a man from the bench in a big spot.
Number 1, Rock Arnold.
Another lefty on their bench. This is where they're hiding all of them, apparently.
Rock Arnold, freshman.
Rock Arnold will come into the game to pinch hit for Eric Belmore.
Bringing in a freshman for the big moment.
He has the best name on the team, I can tell you that much. So Rock Arnold here with 1 out, and he shows bunt before pulling it back.
Umpire's really not giving anything anymore.
It's now 1-0, and it looks like Arnold has been brought off the bench to do one thing, and that's pull down a bunt, and there he pulled it back, but it's a called strike. The sacrifice bunt looks to be on for North Kingstown as they have a force at third base, so this got to be a pretty good bunt. Devine's pitch is going to miss outside. It's 2-1. Arnold still showing bunt. Tolentino right on top of it, ready for it.
I think John just needs to throw it right down, just let him bunt, let it play. The only way it's really going to be good is if he bunts it perfectly.
Well, Cranston East did try it with Erickson Serrano in the 4th inning, and all it did was get them 1 out closer to stranding the bases loaded, which is exactly what they did. Bunt shown and pulled back. Now it's 3-1.
Seems like John's a little rattled. I don't know what's going on. Seems like he's in his motion for a very long time, Charlie. Like, think he should step off maybe if he needs a little break.
Maybe just a readjustment here. Maybe tensing up, But what do you do if you're Arnold here? There's 3 balls. Are you going to still try to lay it down, or are you just going to take all the way
you
here?
got to take. I think you have to take it here, Charlie. John hasn't had his command that he usually has.
A walk would certainly be more valuable than a sac bunt, but he shows bunt, pulls it back, and has first base.
I don't know. The umpire's getting a little. I feel like his plate has gone a little tinier too.
So with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning, the bases are loaded, and
him?
Coach Bucci is out from the dugout.
Ooh. Oh, they're pulling him.
I believe they had to. So John Devine, day is over there.
He's had a great day. Just got a little rattled at the end, but he's had a great day.
His time on the mound is over, but the runners are still his. There's going to be a new pitcher on. Looking to close it out. It's going to be Javen Alexandri, the second baseman. Needs 2 outs and has the bases loaded.
It's a big ask.
It's a big ask, and we'll see if he can handle it. When we return here, it's 3-1. Cranston East holds on to a 2-run lead, but is in a tough spot as we look to close out our coverage here of the Division I playoffs on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network. Alexandri's all warmed up for a tough spot, to say the least. Bases are loaded in the top of the 7th inning, a 2-run lead in favor of Cranston East, and Alexandri just needs 2 outs here to close things out, and he'll start it off with a strike. He's facing the 8 and 9 hitters, Willen Andrews, and will be followed up by Blake Beatty.
Javen just needs to throw strikes here and let his defense work.
Hasn't failed him yet. Alexandria is working from the windup with the bases loaded here, and a pitch will be swung on and grounded to third base, and the throw to home knocks off the lead runner. That is massive.
That was a massive play. I was kind of scared there. I wanted him to step on third, Charlie.
I think that was the right call.
Yeah, it was the right call, yeah.
I think he could have threw it a little harder.
Yeah, it was a little, yeah, it was a close play.
Rome is on deck.
So, Alexandria gets the first half of what he's been assigned. He gets out number 1 on the fielder's choice. They get the lead runner at home. just about as good as you can ask
That's
for.
a very tough play, Charlie. When you're at third, you're basically almost throwing in the way of the runner.
Well,
But he made the play.
Fusco got it done, and now we're showing bunt with 2 outs. What are we doing? What are we doing, NK? It's a great play if you want to lose.
I don't know. Have they been tipping the coaches for bunt plays lately?
I don't know whose idea it is, but I'd love to see them try. 2 outs, and they're showing bunt here with a force at home. Now it's pulled back. No chance from Beatty.
I don't know. I'm guessing it was for the because he wasn't calling nothing before, but
If he actually put a bunt down there, I would have been absolutely shocked. Beatty did not show bunt on the second pitch. It's 1-1. And now Javen Alexandri gets strike 2. And now Stadium is coming alive
Javen's cold with it. He's cold with it. He's calm and composed. Whoa. Carlos still adjusting the field. Just in case.
Cranston East looking for a playoff win. They're 1 pitch away as Alexandri stepped off. And now the North Kingstown coaches want a balk to be called.
I think he did balk. He was.
The umpires now having to discuss things over.
That's a balk. I'm not gonna lie. He was already there. His leg moved.
Yep, they're gonna call the balk. So things just got a little more interesting here.
What do you think the squeeze is on now, Charlie?
No, I guess you could.
There's still 2 strikes though, Charlie. East up by 1, so
You just need 1 strike at the plate.
it was a mental mistake, but
Well, you can't do it twice. You can't have that mental mistake twice. Alexandri now delivers to the plate with 2 strikes. It's grounded towards the gap and gets past Leone into the outfield. The throw from Pimentel is cut off. 2 runs will score on the play, and North Kingstown takes the lead in the top of the 7th inning with 1 strike away. Now they'll check at home plate if they touch the bag, and the umpire says he did. So it will be now 4-3. North Kingstown is out in front. John Devine has a no decision after 6 1/3 innings pitched.
that's tough. That's very tough.
Runner on first as Blake Beatty comes up huge in the 9-hole.
That's a very tough. I don't know what to say there.
That balk looks
That balk
huge
was
now.
huge. Javen knew he did it too. He was telling the umpire he did it.
So we're up to the top of the order now for
I just felt
Quincy Rome.
like East was a little flustered after John just hitting the kid directly in the back after getting 1 out fast, but
The lineup has flipped over.
East bats are gonna have to come alive, see if they can get this win.
Now Alexandri's down 2-0 on the leadoff hitter, Quincy Rome. Make that 3-0. Now you got to start wondering, would you pull John Devine if you could go back?
I don't think so. I think you got to leave him till he just maxes out. Take
Showing
a
bunt on
chance.
3-0. It's pulled back for strike 1. Now a 3-1 count on Quincy Rome with Will Creed waiting on deck.
Oh, my.
Rome finds the gap between first and second for a base hit. Lead runner advances to second base, and now runners at first and second, still just
Not
1 out to go in this top of the 7th.
It's just been a very tough inning for East. Coach Bucci coming out once again. Thinks he's calling Armani to pitch.
That's what it looks like. New pitcher coming on once again for Cranston East, as Armani Pimentel is going to relieve Javen Alexandri.
Anthony Pimentel's going to center field. Our Tyler Chisholm, number 9, goes to right.
So, Javen Alexandri comes in and gets 1 out before being relieved by Armani Pimentel. We'll be back with more action here on the Fans Only Sports Network. It's 4-3. The Skippers are out in front over the Thunderbolts, and they have runners on first and second when we return. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network. We're still looking to get out of the top of the 7th inning. After leading 3-0 entering the inning, they now trail 4-3, and they're on the 3rd pitcher they've used this inning. John Devine got the first out. Javen Alexandri came in and got the second. Now Armani Pimentel is on, looking for the 3rd. It was a rough one for Alexandri, topped off by a balk that got in the 3rd run, or the 2nd run, excuse me, for North Kingstown. Pimentel quickly to the plate with a ball. Armani Pimentel pitched on the senior night game.
I don't think Armani was expecting to pitch tonight, though.
Second pitch in there for a strike.
Oh,
1-1.
all Coach Bucci's asking from him is just 1 out.
Well, he might have to ask for more. Who do you turn to?
Oh, yeah, if they
in
tie
the
this ball game.
Extra innings here. But that one nearly ran inside, had some late break, and
This is where
couldn't catch the corner.
This is where Charlie Adams could have been used.
Really?
Yes.
It's a 2-1 count. Pimentel falling behind here and firing in ball 3, and Morejo nearly didn't know where it went.
Oh, Coach Bucci would not need another walk here, or he might go into pitch himself.
Well, there hasn't been any walks up to this inning before Devine walked 2 upon his exit. Finished with 9 strikeouts and 2 walks, and could finish with the loss. As now they're all loaded up. A walk issued by Pimentel out of the bullpen.
I'd say Armani just throwing E-fist down the middle and just pray.
Well, the
Now batting third,
Skippers have
number
batted
15,
around.
Charnello.
Right back to where it started.
On deck.
This
Chris
could,
Charnello.
this could go very bad.
It already has, but we're
Even-
on to the man who recorded the first out of the inning. Charnello at the plate, grounded out to shortstop. Now is
Yo.
evened up 1-1.
Center field and right fielder have a very wide gap. I don't know what's going on. Might be miscommunication, but
Yeah, right fielder is pretty shaded to the line. Good pitch for 1-2.
I'd say throw the same thing. Armani's had that off-speed controlled.
1-2 pitch is going to be held off by Charnello and taken for ball 2. 2-2 count.
Just need a strike here from Armani. Ooh.
Mental just needs one more to get out of this inning. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. Fired in and fouled off at the plate.
He's not giving it up. He does not want to give it up. Armani's giving it everything he can to try to get this batter out. Doesn't normally pitch.
The 2-2 is swung on and fouled down the right field line and nearly went fair, just missing the first base bag.
That would have been crushing.
Keeps it 2-2. The 2-2 once again is going to miss up high, and this count has run full.
Oh, my. Armani just throw it down the middle. Just need a strike.
Nothing easy about anything that Cranston East has done this inning. All runners moving
Strike 3.
as strike three called.
Atta boy, ice in his veins.
Chardello records the first and now the final out in the top of the 7th inning, but 4 runs come across for the Skippers. They lead it by 1. Can Cranston East muster anything in this final inning to pull this game back after they were out in front for the majority of it? We'll find out when we return. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network. It's a 1-run lead in favor of the Skippers, and we've reached the point that we thought we might not reach when Cranston East entered the top of the 7th with John Devine on cruise control and a 3-run lead. But here we are with North Kingstown leading by 1. Armani Pimentel, the new pitcher, will start off at the plate. It's 7, 8, and 9 for Cranston East. And Brandon Venditto remains on the mound. Now count to 2-0. Armani Pimentel, after finishing off the top of the 7th, has a chance to, with one swing of the bat, tie this game up.
Oh,
that was a hard hack.
That was
there.
a hack. Seems like he wants to send that ball 500 feet.
It was a big 6th inning against Venditto, and he's back out for the 7th. And was getting started with a pop-up that will stay on the infield dirt and be put away by the third baseman for the first out as Chris Charniello puts it away.
Now batting center fielder number 1, Anthony Pimento. Erickson Serrano is on deck.
Freshman needs to do something here, Anthony Pimento.
Well, when North Kingstown needed a freshman, he came through for them. Rock Arnold in the
He's taking
top
hacks just like his brother, too. Need to shore in their swing. They just need base runners.
Venditto in the 0-1.
Oh my.
Missed it low and away. It's 1-1.
Anthony's very trigger happy right now. Seems like he wants to swing at everything.
Thank you to everyone tuned in, watching live on the Fans Only Sports Network or on demand. And Pimento pops that
right
up.
Here.
And that's going to travel out and all the way up towards our booth.
Anthony was already at first base, Charlie.
Yeah, you got to run him out just in case that foul ball blows 100 feet back into play.
It's got to be a gut-wrenching feeling for John Devine here if the East can't get this.
Well, not only would John Devine not be awarded the win after 6 shutout innings, he'd be taking the loss. And a good take on the outside from Pimentel has the count even 2-2. And another one fouled away to keep the at-bat going.
Anthony's fighting off right now. He's trying to find a way to get on base. Give East some hope.
Venditto working on the mound here, trying to close this out in favor of North Kingstown. Swung on, driven down the third baseline. It will go foul.
Just a little early on it.
So, still 2-2. Venditto's 2-2 pitch. Misses outside and the count runs full.
Anthony reminds me of Juan Soto the way when he gets a ball, he starts shaking his head.
The
It's a
2-2
little walk too.
is coming up. Or 3-2, payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 away.
Swung out of his shoes. Oh, light's getting dimmer for Cranston East.
Now batting left fielder number 19, Erickson Serrano.
Need a home run from Erickson right here.
It's all up to Erickson Serrano.
Keep this game going.
Serrano today is 0 for 3 at a fielder's choice. And that was the only time he reached. Other than that, a ground out to second base and a fly out to right field. Now down 0-1 on Venditto. Venditto's next pitch will just miss outside. It's even 1-1. Last chance for the Thunderbolts.
So Charlie, if East loses here, what's gonna happen? They get
They'll face the loser of Coventry and Hendricken tomorrow.
Oh, can he keep the game alive?
Serrano drives it to shortstop. The throw onto first is scooped up and held on to by the first baseman for the final out, and
that's a tough
that'll
one.
do it.
That's a tough pill to swallow for East.
After leading,
might have been the bunting, I feel.
Well, after leading through 6 innings, the top of the 7th, the Skippers go out and score 4 and go on to win the game 4-3. They'll advance in the winner's bracket and face the winner of Bishop Hendricken versus Coventry, which we all expect to be Coventry. And Cranston East will go on to face the loser of that game, which should be Coventry. I believe I just said the winner would be Coventry. North Kingstown will go on to face likely Bishop Hendricken tomorrow at Hendricken, and Cranston East will most likely have a home game versus Coventry tomorrow, which will not be broadcasted live here on the Fans Only Sports Network. What will be is softball versus Tiverton.
It's a tough one to swallow, Charlie.
But this one doesn't go to Bolt's way after John Devine pitches 6 1/3 innings with 9 strikeouts and 2 walks. He gives up 2 hits. But when it's all said and done, 4 runs left there. You let 1 score, and then the 3 inherited runners for Alexandria all came around to score. And that gives Devine the loss today after what's been a great season, especially for Devine on the mound. Cranston East ends up stranding a total of 12 runners on base and will head to the losers bracket here in pod number 1. North Kingstown held on after not recording a base runner through innings 3 through 6, come out in the 7th inning and bat around and finish off the day, the winners, 4-3. John, any final thoughts here before we sign off?
It's a tough pill to swallow. Feel bad for John. Pitched very great. But, East just couldn't get it done. Let's hope they can get it done tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll keep you updated on Thunderbolt Sports Media's Instagram page at TB Sports Media, where you can keep up with all Cranston East sports results. And you can tune in back to the Fans Only Sports Network tomorrow around this time, 4 p.m., for softball taking on Tiverton live on the Fans Only Sports Network. We hope to see you there. But until then, we'll say goodbye. Have a great rest of your night. Cranston East falls to Skippers 4-3 in a heartbreaking defeat.